Let's transform this beautiful model from this to this. Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. I am Judith. If you're new here, please don't make it your last by clicking the subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for joining me today. And in today's video, we're going to be creating this amazing makeup look. As usual, you know I always draw beautiful makeup tutorial on here. So to begin, I trimmed her brows off camera, so I'm just using my brush to take off the excess hairs on her face. So to begin, I'm using my micellar water. This is from Nia Beauty. I applied that on a cotton pad. I'm just taking it easy because, as you can see from this video, her skin is so soft. It looks really soft, so you want to be very gentle. After that, I let her dry for a bit. Then I went into her skin with this Kiss Beauty Hydrating Green Tea Spray. Still being very gentle on her skin. I'm using my flat brush to blend this into her skin. So while waiting for it to absorb into the skin, I'm using my Nia Beauty lip balm on the lip. So after that, I went into it with my Zaron hydrating serum. I love to hydrate the skin, make the skin alive before going into it with primer. So I really love to hydrate the skin when I'm prepping the skin. This helps me get a very beautiful makeup look. So this, I'm using my Embryolisse moisturizer stroke primer. This product, this Embryolisse, can serve as a primer and also as a moisturizer. So that's what I'm using for her skin. I'm using it as a moisturizer. It doubles also as a primer. I can decide not to use an additional primer on the skin and it still stays. So this, I'm just, trying to blend that into her skin and make it perfect. So these are the two primers I'm going to be using, the Stay Matte on her skin. Like I said, the Embryolisse can double as a moisturizer and a primer, but I want to play safe. We're in Nigeria and the weather in Nigeria is not funny at all, so I want to play safe. So I'm using the Stay Matte, the Maybelline Stay Matte, the Rimmel London Stay Matte, sorry, on this other part of the skin. Then I'm using the Omari Code Matte O'Clock Primer on the T-zone. For this matte o'clock primer, this primer kind of peels off when you don't apply it gently or carefully, so I use my finger to pat it in. It's best applied with your fingers. That's just the word. It's best applied with your fingers and you have to pat it in. If you drag this primer, trust me, it's going to peel off. I've experienced this. Next is the foundation, and I'm using these two amazing foundation, the Beauty by AD in number 8 and the Milani foundation in number 11. This foundation is just perfect for her skin tone. So I apply that with a brush. Now I'm just blending that in with my beauty sponge. This beauty sponge is from Vicabel. It's a Nigerian brand. It's really soft. You want to use a soft beauty sponge to blend in your foundation. You don't want to use like a strong beauty sponge. Trust me guys, you're just really going to mess it up, and that is going to even be painful on the model or your client's skin. So just taking it easy and blend that in. And look at that blend. So for her blush, I'm using my classic blush. No, this is not a blush, this is a lipstick, like a lip stain, my classic lip stain as the blush. This lip stain is really matte, so I apply that on the back of my palm and use my beauty blender to pick like very little quantity. If you go into the skin directly with this blush, trust me guys, you're going to mess your makeup up because it's really matte unless you're really fast with blending, and you have to like blend as you go. So to contour her skin, I'm using my Inglots foundation in number 304 to contour her skin. This is just like bronzing her skin. When I'm working on a light skin model, I prefer to bronze instead of to contour. To bronze is just like adding warmth to her face. I'm not adding like shadows. Contour is like adding shadows to the face, and bronzing is like adding warmth to the face. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just what it is. So that's the difference. That's how I explain the difference of between bronzing and contour. So I'm just bronzing, just adding warmth to her face. I don't want like a very serious dimension on her skin. I just want it really soft, like look really beautiful, like, oh, you have nothing, you look like you have nothing but you actually have something. Like this, when you enter under the sun, when she goes under the sun kind of kiss the makeup, like, the sun kiss effect. So for the concealer, I'm using this to concealer. This is the Nuban Beauty in 043 and the light shade is the Younger Beauty in SMC1. I'm using the Nuban Beauty in 043 to conceal. I just use like a very little quantity to conceal first. Concealing is different from highlighting. So what I'm doing now is concealing under the eyes. I'm not highlighting because this is not lighter than her. So now I'm highlighting with my SMC one in, that's the Younger Beauty in SMC one. So I'm just using it to highlight. I'm patting that in with a brush. I don't like going directly on the skin with my concealer, that like the wand inside my concealer. I like to place on the back of my palm or in my foundation pan, then apply with a brush, and that way it's even going to help me like control the quantity I'm applying. So after doing that, I'm just going to like take it easy and blend. Just, you know, I'm trying to like blend the bridge of the nose first. Now I'm just, you know, kind of blending under her eyes. Not kind of, that's what I'm doing. I'm blending under her eyes and I'm taking it easy. I'm really light-handed, and the concealer I applied was just very little quantity. Trust me guys, little goes a long way. You don't want to pack product and make your makeup look kicky. That's going to look really tacky, trust me. And she has like a flawless skin already, so you don't even need so much product on the skin. And even when you're working on a client that doesn't have a flawless skin, trust me guys, you don't want to pack so much product. So because of the contour and highlight, reduce the intensity of my blush. So I just use my beauty sponge to peel just very tiny quantity and try to intensify my blush a little. So this is me blending every demarcation on her skin because I want to set the concealer. So I'm going to be setting first with my Nuban Beauty in number 1. So I have to blend under the eyes first before setting. Whatever you are placing under the eyes, make sure you blend first to avoid creasing. So I'm using a small fluffy blending brush to apply that. Guys, I'm not packing products. Make sure you don't pack products when working under the eyes, especially. Generally when working on the face, but especially under the eyes, you don't want that part looking kicky and it's going to crease if it's just so much product there. So I'm barely even picking products from my powder case. Like I'm barely picking powder with a brush. So just apply a very little quantity. So to set, I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent powder. To do that, I blended under the eyes first before I went into the powder again. So I picked little quantity with my beauty sponge. I love using my beauty sponge to apply setting powder. It works very well for me, even though I got that powder puff for applying powder. That one also works, but my beauty sponge does the job better for me. I think I'm just going to stick to my beauty sponge, even though once in a while I just go back to that powder puff and try to use it again, but I love to stick to my beauty sponge because it does the job very well for me. So guys, this is your reminder to stick to what works for you when doing whatever you're doing. What matters is the end result. The end result should turn out really flawless and your client happy, everybody happy. The process don't really matter as much, so just stick to what works for you. So I'm using my number 4 Nuban Beauty powder. Sorry, number 3. I don't know, for some reason I didn't show the powder here to blend all over her face. And now I'm using my Milani in Warm to intensify the contour. I did like cream contour, and now I'm doing like the powder contour, like the bronzing. That's what it's called, the bronzer. I'm not like contouring. So for her eyes, I'm using this Tara eyeshadow primer, and of course lots of blending brushes on my hand because I don't want to go back and be picking brushes. So I have like a lot of blending brushes on my hand. I place the eyeshadow primer, make sure it's well blended, and this is the palette I'm using. This is the Color Studio palette. So that's the palette I'm using. I'm just using like a pink shade from the palette to create a transition. I'm going for like a gold eyes, but I want the transition to be like a little bit of pink, like to have like a shade of pink in it. That's just the look I'm going for. So I'm applying this dark shade of brown from the same palette, applying only on the outer corner of the eyes and blending. So I went into another brush to blend the brow bone. So I went back again, pick product to intensify. Guys, don't pack products when working on the skin. When doing your makeup, you can always build up. If it's not enough, you can add, but if it's too much, you can't reduce. So just build up like I'm doing here. So I'm just taking it into the crease just to tint the pink a little bit. So this is the eyeshadow I'm using. I applied it on the lid. I'm using like, this is a dark shade of gold, like this is like a rose gold, right? And I use my e.l.f. pigment glue on top of the rose gold. Correct me in the comment section if this is not rose gold, guys. So I went into it with another shade of gold. This is more intense. This is shiny. Is this what the rose gold is? This or the other one? Which one is rose gold? Guys, please correct me in the comment section. I want to know which of the eyeshadow is rose gold. I'm not really good with my colors, so I went back on the outer corner of the eyes to apply a darker shade. I applied a black. So here I'm blending with a clean small blending brush, because when working with a black eyeshadow you have to be really careful. It's tricky to blend the crease and just make one thing into one layer and erase every demarcation. I'm using my melanin powder in Fawn to do that. So this is me smudging under the eyes with the same shade of brown I use on the outer corner of the eyes before I apply the black. I didn't want the under eyes to be really dark, so that's why I just used that brown instead of black. So I'm just dusting out excess fallout from the pigment on the eyes. So I'm using my Tehila Cosmetic Brow Gel. What am I saying? Gel liner on her inner corners of the eyes. What am I saying? On her eyelid. That, guys, her waterline. So I went on top of the like the lash line to also line the lash line. So when doing this, just hold down the eyes and it's going to help you like have like a very straight line, because if you don't hold down the eyes, the skin is going to be moving, so it's going to be really inconveniencing for you. So this is my Zaron mascara. I applied the mascara on the natural lashes before I apply the false lashes. This is going to help you put your lashes in place, and if there's any excess fallout from the pigment, you're going to have it there. So guys, for the brows, I'm using my brow gel in this video. Guys, it's been like 5 years I last used brow gel, and recently I saw a makeup artist use it on Instagram. I said, okay, let me go back and try this brow gel. A whole me, an advocate of stick to what works for you. Guys, I just jumped into this and I said, okay, let me give it a try. Since I'm doing this makeup, let me just give it a try and see what I get. And guys, I wasn't even understanding the brows I was doing. It was, number one, it was very uncomfortable for me. It was inconveniencing for me. It was confusing for me. I felt like a learner. I felt like I was, you know, learning how to do brows with this brow gel and this brush. And I even still find a way to like incorporate my pencil to it, because I wasn't understanding. So I just brushed and used my pencil to try to fill in. And guys, I won't lie to you, this didn't go well at all. Even at the end of the day, I wasn't even understanding the brows I drew on her skin, because it was that brow gel I used. And I think I'm even going to just, guys, I'm going to just use that brow gel as a lip liner, or maybe I'm going to try again. Let me not give up yet. So to conceal the brows, or rather define the brows, I'm using the Nuban Beauty Concealer in 043. This is not too bright. This is the same shade I used to conceal under the eyes before I used the Younger Beauty in SMC1 to highlight. So this is not really bright, so it's not going to give me like that white cast, but it's still going to highlight the brow bone for me. That's just what I'm going for. So I blend that with a blending brush for the beginning part of the brows. I use the same shade I used to contour, which is the Inglot foundation in 304 to contour the beginning part of her brows. So I just do that and blend. Guys, always blend, then as you go. And also, if you're doing your brows after your eyeshadow, make sure whatever you apply, you blend. You don't want to leave it. If it gets tacky, trust me, you won't like it. So I didn't contour her nose earlier. I contoured the nose when I'm doing the brows, so I don't have to apply product twice on the nose area. So this is me just contouring the nose with the same shade, the 0304. guys, this is what I'm doing, just, you know, concealing. And guys, what I'm doing right here is trying to define the eyes and give it, like, make it more defined and give it a lift. I usually use powder, but today I said, okay, I'm going to try concealer, because I've been seeing on Instagram, and I said, okay, let me try it. And trust me, it didn't turn out bad at all, but it could be better. And definitely I'm going to try it again and make sure I get it right, because I kind of love the outcome. It gives me that defined look compared to using just powder alone. So to intensify the contour around her nose area, I'm using my Melanin in Warm. To do that, now I'm using my Nuban Beauty in number 1 to just intensify like the highlight on her forehead area, on her chin, under her nose, and also to just blend out under her eyes. I'm barely picking products, guys. Always remember, don't pack product. If you see how I'm dipping it to the powder, you see that I am barely picking products. I hate cakey look. I don't like my makeup looking cakey one bit. I love it looking like it has skin, like, oh, Do you have makeup on? You don't look like you have makeup on. Trust me, if you see my makeup on ground without brows or eyeshadow, you would even say that client or model has nothing on her skin. That's how good my skin work is, and that's how your skin work should be, guys. So to seal her face with the spray, I'm using my Nia Beauty spray. This is the hydrating spray, so I use it on her skin, guys. So that's my assistant from the side, fanning her with my lash pack, my favorite hand fan, because it works better for me compared to my mini fan. My mini fan just stresses me out, and it takes time. Like, it's convenient because you just have to hold it and wait, but it stresses me out. So I use my beauty sponge to just blend everything into it together. And for the lip, I'm lining with my Davis pencil. And for this lip, I wanted to like create like a pink looking lip, like baby pink. Guys, I'm not really good with colors. That's just it, but it's going to have like a pink in it. So maybe you correct me in the comment section or tell me what the color of this lip is in the comment section. Or is it even like guys, I don't know. Let me not even guess. So I just line with my pencil, make sure it's well lined. Well lined, emphasize on well lined. Don't line the lip tacky and it will be looking tacky. So I use a brush to blend the liner. So this is me using like a pink shade from my iMagic lip palette as a base, and this is my classic lip stain, the one I used as a blush earlier. So I applied and I asked her to smack. So this is what I'm doing basically, is just, you know, blending the lipstick into the liner. And the lip was looking too pink for me, so I said I like a white from my iMagic lip palette, and this is what the lip looks like. Alright, this is pink. Is this pink or a light shade of purple, guys? I am confused, but this is actually what I wanted to achieve, and I'm glad I achieved it. This is just the lip I had in mind because I was not going for like a nude look for this look. The skin work looking really mild, well done, but the eyes and the lip, I just wanted it to pop. So of course, as a gloss girl, I have to gloss the lip. This is my classic lip gloss, my all-time fave. So I'm just apply that on the back of my palm and, you know, apply that on the lip. I don't go directly on the lip with the wand from the lip because it's definitely going to stain it and it's going to change the color because that's a clear gloss. So to highlight her face, I'm using my Makeup Revolution palette. I'm using this highlighter shade that has like a little bit of pink in it because what's going on here, like it's raining pink. She's not looking pink, but we have like a highlight of pink on her skin. So, and that's the look I was trying to achieve. That's the look I was going for. So to just add like more glue to her skin, I'm using my Miss Metic Cheek Glaze in Flushed. This flush has like a pink undertone, and I really love this flush. This is like my all-time fave. I have the coral, I have gloss, I have, this is coral, yeah, that's what this is coral. So I just use my hand to apply that coral a little bit. This coral has like a little bit of orange in it and it's highly pigmented, so I just use my finger. So you either use your finger to apply or a beauty sponge, whichever one that works for you, but both fingers and beauty sponge works for me. So sometimes I use both fingers and I use beauty sponge. Like I use fingers and I use beauty sponge like I'm doing in this video. So just pick very little quantity. If not enough, you can add. So for more glow, of course, my Nia Beauty illuminating spray, guys. I am literally obsessed with this spray. So I'm just closing her lip because I don't want the spray on her lips at all. So now let's seal off the makeup with my Super Silly spray, guys. Seal everything and make it non-transferable. Seal that makeup, let it not move. With this spray, my makeup is not moving to anywhere. It's just staying like really perfect, glued to her skin. She can carry it for as long as she wants, guys, trust me on that. So using my Zara mascara to, you know, intensify the lower lashes, like add volume to my lower lashes. I usually use my Wing Beauty, that's like my favorite, but Zara still does the job for me. I just feel like, okay, let me use Zara on this look. And guys, this is a finished look. This was before her hair came on, guys. I am really feeling this look. Let me know in the comment section, are you feeling this look, guys? Are you feeling this look? Let me know in the comment section what you think about this look. If you enjoy it, give it a very big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're yet to subscribe to my channel. Guys, don't leave my channel without subscribing. Don't do that. Click on the subscribe button like right now and be part of this my family and this was when the hair came on. Let me know which you prefer. Do you prefer her hair on or her cornrows? And guys, bye for now, and I'll see you guys in my next one.